Namaskar and good morning. Today, we shall take a look at Laurus Labs Limited, its Q2 results, and also its latest acquisition of Richcore Life Sciences. Q2 results we have already seen, but let us briefly see it once again. Revenue for Q2 was 1,139 crores, up by 60% year on year. For the first time, it has crossed 1,000 crores. So 60% year on year up revenues. EBITDA 378 crores, up 172% year on year. 172% up. EBITDA margin is 33%, very impressive. Will it sustain? We do not know. We'll have to wait and see. But EBITDA margin is very good for Laurus Labs. Whether it comes to 30 or 33, now 33. Let us see Q3 also then. Profit after tax is 242 crores, up 325% year on year. You see, Laurus Labs has done very well as regards profit margins. Profit after tax, especially in Q1, very good, very, very excellent. Now Q2 also excellent, 325% up year on year. Profit after tax margin at 21% also is very, very impressive. Now EPS diluted face value of 2 rupees for the period at 4.5 per share. Quarterly EPS 4.5 per share. So it will be around 18 per annum if it sustains. And EPS also is up 309% year on year. It has declared an interim dividend of 80 paise per share of 2 rupees. That also is very good. Now half year H1 revenue up 67%, EBITDA up 193%, EBITDA margin up 31%, EBITDA margin at 31%, not up. Profit after tax up 475%, Q1 plus Q2, impressive. Profit after tax margin is 20%. Total EPS for H1 is 7.7 per share, up 492%. Now, Satyanarayan Chava, founder and CEO, says among other things, our formulations business showcased a growth of over 180%. Formulation business has improved by 180% for Q2, mainly led by higher LMIC business, lower and middle income countries, and new launches in various markets. New launches, please remember that this division contributed over 40% of the overall revenues. Formulations business is a value addition business, so margins are higher there. The generic that has increased by to more than 40% of the overall revenues. Generic API division, healthy growth of 22% for the quarter, led by higher growth in ARV, antiretroviral API business. Higher volumes were there. Custom synthesis, that is another division. It maintains a very good growth trajectory with a healthy pipeline with good visibility. Now they are very optimistic about the future also. V.V. Ravi Kumar, Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer, says our ROCE on an annualized basis has improved to 37.5%. ROCE 37.5% is very, very, very good. Improved demand visibility, strong profitability, and a very good debt situation. We continue to undertake larger greenfield and brownfield capex for all the divisions. Note that, all the divisions. And initiate new manufacturing units on greenfield basis. And he says we are confident that the new capex will have a shorter payback period. Whatever we are spending on capex, that will pay back in terms of revenue and profits very quickly. R&D spent during H1 was 85 crores, that is 4% of the sales in H1. Here, one merger also happened. Laurus Synthesis Inc. USA, 100% owned subsidiary, merged with Laurus Generics Inc. USA, a step-down subsidiary with effect from September 30th. Now that revenue neutral, both are merged. Revenue growth of 183, generic FDF, fixed dosage forms. Revenue growth 183% for the quarter and 202% for the half year. Generic FDF business maintains robust growth momentum. The growth in the quarter was led by higher sales from tender business in LMIC, lower and middle income countries, having a strong order book from various quarters. Launched a new drug TLE 400 in LMIC countries, launched TLE 400 and also another TLE 600 in US markets. Commenced marketing of products of other manufacturers. So they have gone in for an agreement. So they have commenced marketing of their products from Laurus's front end. 2 product validations were completed for formulations. Totally 26 ANDAs and NDAs were filed. 8 products received final approvals and 8 received tentative approvals. Now another division, synthesis and ingredients, revenue showcased the growth of 36% for the quarter and 37% for H1 for this division. Total number of active projects under CDMO, Contract Development Manufacturing Organization division, stood at 49. 49 active projects are there in as of H1 of FY21. State-of-the-art CGMP facilities to manufacture NCEs and intermediates. Now they are working with large global innovator pharmaceutical companies, mid and small biotech companies. Pharmaceutical, large global innovators. Biotech companies, mid and small. Then another division, generic API. So generic API, 22% growth for the quarter and 30% growth for H1. Antiviral segment growth 20% for the quarter, 19% for H1, and expecting very good growth for the full year. The other API segment, contract manufacturing for general API, showed robust growth of 18% for the quarter and 80% for H1. Totally, they have filed 264 patent applications and 130 patent applications were granted as of September 30. There are a lot more. Now, let us take a look at the latest acquisition. Laurus Labs recently acquired 72.55% majority stake, almost two-thirds stake, you can say. 72.55% stake for 246.7 crores in Richcore Life Sciences, a biotech firm, wherefrom they have acquired it from VC players, venture capitalists, 8 Roads Ventures and Venture East. The existing promoters of Richcore will continue to run the operations. After acquisition, Richcore will be named as Laurus Bio Private Limited. Subramani Ramachandrappa, the chairman and managing director of Richcore Life Sciences, said, Richcore and Laurus Labs coming together marks the convergence of biotechnology and chemistry faculties. Richcore is in biotechnology, Laurus is in chemistry faculty. Leveraging the synergies, we plan to build scale. They want to expand as we continue to serve our existing customers and enter new biotech segments. Subramani says, we welcome Laurus Labs on our board. Richcore has large-scale fermentation capabilities and manufactures animal origin-free, AOF, animal origin-free recombinant products which are used in vaccines, insulins and stem cell based regenerative medicine. It's a new thing for Laurus Labs. So this eliminates dependency on animal and human blood derived products and in the process helps avoid contamination. You don't need animal and human blood derivative products. Now biotech is available from Richcore. Richcore has got great expertise in enzyme and bioingredients development for pharmaceutical and industrial applications. Laurus Labs has got good financial muscle. It can help in scaling up the operations and transform into a major biotech CDMO, contract development and manufacturing organization. The current fermentation capacity of Richcore is of course only 10,750 liters at Bangalore. But currently it is in a growth phase and its second manufacturing plant is at Tumkur near Bangalore. It is expected to be completed by 31st March 21, another 3 months, with a massive fermentation capacity of 180,000 liters. It will catapult it to other biggies in this phase like advanced enzymes, etc. These fermentation based applications are varied. Lot of applications are there. High margin applications, amino acids, vitamins, insulins, vaccines, nutraceuticals, probiotics, and industrial usage. So many things are there. So for Laurus Labs, a few aspects of the deal make it very, very promising opportunity. Typically, biotechnology based ventures take anywhere between 5 to 8 years for coming into fruition. But with this inorganic brownfield foray, Laurus Labs has not only shortened that period but also acquired some very novel know-how. Richcore Life's manufacturing facilities produce AOF. So already we mentioned about that. Animal origin free products which are considered safer biologic ingredients. The key application of Richcore's ingredients into cultured meat, and so that goes into cultured meat also with their products. It caters to the growing demand for protein without slaughtering animals. Protein without slaughtering animals. So the company wants to prioritize biotech CDMO opportunities as global pharma innovators are increasingly focused on biologics and biosimilars. Biocon also is into it. And looking for drug discovery and manufacturing partners. In the last 4 years, more than 1/3 of the new drug applications approved by the US FDA are biologics. So this is a great opportunity for Laurus Labs. Laurus also plans to become a vertically integrated biotech firm focusing on therapeutic areas like monoclonal antibodies, which have got applications in autoimmune systems, cancer, etc., and other biosimilars. The first goal of CDMO is just plug and play for Laurus. Whatever is available with Richcore, that they are going to manufacture and sell. So it will be very useful for its custom synthesis. The later goal is to become the next Biocon. It's a long way ahead, but that's the goal. But Laurus has shown willingness to expand very fast. So it wants to be a vertically integrated manufacturer of antiretroviral medicines. Already it has transformed into ARV. Also, Laurus has shown strong potential for oncology and CDMO opportunities. Already in CDMO, but biotech is new. Laurus has about 50 ongoing projects in the synthesis business. Only 4 projects are commercialized so far, so lot more are there for commercialization. Huge business opportunities waiting for Laurus Labs. Interestingly, a contract manufacturing business for formulations, API, etc. At present, CDMO business has got only 20% now. Earlier it was even 10% only. Now it is 20%. So it's going to grow up. So this and another thing we have to notice, this acquisition has been largely funded by internal accruals, no external debt. So the deal transaction is over, capex guidance now has shot up to 1,200 crores. Earlier it was something like 700 crores. The capex plan includes boosting of formulation capacity by 100% to about 10 billion tablets over 18 months. The Greenfield project also is there in CDMO segment at Vizag. It aims at manufacturing steroids, hormones, and oncology products. In the medium terms, it wants to expand the CDMO opportunities base, move towards high margin trajectory. Laurus Labs expects in 3 to 5 years this will be a major driver for growth. So as we said, 246.7 crores are being paid for acquiring 72.55% growth for shares. Richcore is at present a contract developer and manufacturer of enzymes and proteins. So all that will come to Laurus Labs now. So this acquisition will add 1/4 revenue stream to its existing active pharmaceutical ingredients immediately, but it will grow. Now, that recombinant drugs we have studied, that's a technique with generally engineered micromechanisms like our bacteria and yeast are used to produce protein. We use bacteria and yeast and we produce protein. And subsequently, we can manufacture, the other technologies are there, vaccines, insulins, other biopharma, other animal and human blood-derived products, and in turn produce safer. So we are going to avoid animal and human blood-derived products and substitute with this. Present sales of Richcore are very low, 29 crores only for the first half. But now it will be scaled up. By 31st March, huge expansion will be completed. So, Richcore is now in a growth phase, and Tumkur plant will be completed by 31st March. It will will be led by Subramani Ramachandrappa only, present promoters, MD of Richcore. So, apart from that, Laurus has undertaken a massive capex program, rupees 12 billion, of which 5 billion is allocated towards formulations, to be largely funded through internal accruals. Internal accruals, please note that, not much of debt. So, a lot of things are going on in Laurus Labs. Is in synthetic business, in all businesses, FDF, every business. About 50 projects are there in synthesis business. Only 4 are commercialized, lot more are going to come. Look at the capex guidance, 1,200 crores. Earlier it was 700 crores. 260 crores has already been spent. So the revenue growth is going to be sizable as the quarters proceed. So one greenfield project is there in CDMO at Vizag for manufacturing steroid, hormones, etc. So what are the risks? So a lot of diversification is going on for especially substantial share of HIV treatment. It's a consistent business opportunity, but new drugs are coming. These people are going to manufacture the old drugs. New drugs are coming. What will happen then? So that is a key risk. That's what some people say. The execution of such a huge project, capex project, and geopolitical developments with respect to China are there. Presently, Laurus is getting a lot of things from China. 70% was there earlier, now 30%, something like that. But that dependence on China has to be reduced. Laurus is trying. So, management's commentary shows they are very confident. So, things will go off very well, let us assume. If things go off very well, the progress of Laurus Labs is assured, revenue and profits. So, great times are ahead for Laurus Labs if everything goes right. Expansion should go right, new products should go right. So Laurus Labs is ambitious. That's one good quality for a great company. Let us wait and see. That is Laurus Labs' future. Great future is ahead, assuming that everything capex goes very well. Thank you for listening. Listen 2-3 times. Laurus Labs seems to be a great opportunity for long-term investors, especially. Already it is good, but for long-term investors, it seems to be a great opportunity. Thank you for listening. I'll be back with some other interesting topic. Thank you.